Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to lead the council in the coming year, and I truly appreciate all your support, encouragement, and hard work. I'd like to take you back 12 years ago when I first came on my Alabama licensing board. Some of you in the room were around then, and many of you are newer to this world we call NCARB. I remember sitting at my first few annual meetings and witnessing what I would call a very laborious and ineffective process. The meeting was fought with singular and personal agendas rather than being strategic and considering the organization as a whole. Issues went around in circles. Good ideas and work completed by committees over the years seemed to die and never see the light of day. There had to be a better way. And I feel that our past presidents during that time would wholeheartedly agree that we were exploring ways to change that process. I'm referencing that past state of NCARB because I want everyone here to understand how we have changed and celebrate how much we've improved and how collaborative today's NCARB really is. We are pushing forward, striving for excellence, and still learning. Today, we can all take ownership for a series of successes which shows how our work and our mission can evolve as it remains focused on protecting the public and facilitating licensure. We need to look no further than the exciting moment awaiting us this fall when the new ARE 5.0 makes its debut. Back when our committees first revealed their research discussions and our board went through a series of deliberations to simplify the choices, there was skepticism. But we provided data, utilized our staff and volunteers to review and provide feedback. And then the board did its job, showing courage, leadership, and faith in the process. This role we all play, which involves both the creation of ideas and critiquing concepts, has been expanded in new and exciting directions. New charges have focused on streamlining. New task forces have focused on reinventing programs and charting new paths. And through all this, we have increased our communications, provided more time for feedback, and proactively brought our membership deeper into the discussion through outreach efforts, big and small. Member boards are represented at campus outreach events, are visited by NCARB staff, and being given new support for services and navigating regulatory change. The new normal relies on you as a community. This community is composed of many facets. As I worked on committee appointments this past March, I was thrilled at how much interest we had in volunteering for committee work, impressed by each of your resumes of committee work, and challenged to find the right mix and place for each of you in the coming year's work. We worked hard to populate the committees with more diverse participants, to empower public members and member board executives with seats on our national board. We must celebrate our inclusiveness in how decisions are made and the value of the process. We are turning up the volume as a national leader in making the case for why licensure matters and why regulation is essential. Our efforts are guiding the national community of regulatory organizations. The media now comes to us for commentary and data. We find a new respect by the community of emerging professionals who are experiencing an NCARB that is more accessible and more relevant to the world they are helping create. So why does all this matter? It matters because there's still more to be done. We need to keep on working, continue to be agile, seek progress, and go further. We cannot focus on the future if we are still bogged down in the processes of the past. On this day, June 18th, in 1940, Winston Churchill delivered a speech to the British House of Commons and stated, "If we open a quarrel between the past and the present, we shall find that we have lost the future." I implore you to value the process that we have achieved through mindful strategic measures, which has afforded us the vehicle in which we can remain agile and make substantive change for for the good of the council, the membership, our customers, and the public. There is so much to be positive about. If we are truly to go further, we need to more frequently seize on the possible and not focus on the negatives of what could go wrong, why don't I trust? We are regulators, certainly, but we are also facilitators. I'm looking forward to some strategic initiatives in the coming year. Our NCARB certificate is emerging as something more than a passport to reciprocal licensure, as important as that is. It helps you renew your license with free HSW online monographs. And soon it will offer additional services to help you manage your license and save you time. Because we've reset the table regarding our programs, it's now a good time to move to a higher plane and take a fresh look at our model law from a global and aspirational perspective. What should it stand for? How should it be presented? How can it be useful to our member boards and also as a statement of our aspirations regardless of current political impediments? I'm standing up a new model law task force to ask those questions and take us on a journey of discovery, which will engage all of us. In the coming year, I'm also looking forward to a rebirth in our relationship to education. Our integrated path initiatives now represents nearly 15% of all accredited programs. I've been honored to be placed on an international task force by the Association of Collegiate Schools of Architecture, the ACSA, and we'll be facilitating a session in Chile later this month at their international conference. We will be participating in a new collaboration with all 5 architectural collaterals hosted by the ACSA called the Education Coordinating Council. The ECC will act as an idea exchange regarding all aspects of the education continuum from K through 12 into college, experience, and continuing education. And I'm thrilled to preside over our first year of sponsoring the AIAS and their Freedom by Design initiative, and to have our own Dennis Ward serve as the first NCARB liaison to the AIAS board. Add in the ARE 5.0 launch, and it promises to be quite a year. As the first woman president of NCARB since 1999, I'm keenly aware of my responsibility as a mentor and a role model. I've had very affirming and motivating conversations with women at all phases in their careers as I've moved up the NCARB leadership ladder, and I look forward to continuing the dialogue. And I'm thrilled at this meeting we have our first woman president from 1998, Ann Chantrell. But even more importantly, I'm humbled by the opportunity to serve and to lead all of you, regardless of your background or perspective. Our diverse portfolio of NCARB programs is bringing in a more diverse generation of architects. We know this from our data, and we see it as we meet with your successors around the country. We are delivering to the next generation not only a more agile, accessible, and open NCARB, but a more financially stable one. We can make changes which reduce revenue while we effectively calibrate our investments and efficiencies. It is a sign of a healthy NCARB, and there is such a good partnership between our excellent staff and our dedicated volunteers. Together, we're going further. So let's lean into this next phase together. And as I said on this day, June 18, 1940, Winston Churchill declared, "Let us brace ourselves to our duties so that for years to come people will say, this was their finest hour." I look forward to leading this community effort. Thank you.